Hi everyone, this is Katina from Iat1M Ministries, and I wanted to share a dream with you. The latest dream that I had with regard to water, and the dream went like this. I'm not going to share the entire dream, but I'll just share, you know, what's important. I went to the kitchen. I was in the kitchen, or I don't know if I was already going or in there or whatever, but I was clearly in my kitchen, and I recognized it and everything. Went to turn on the faucet, and you know how if you turn off the water in your house because either you're fixing something or the water has to be temporarily turned off, and then when you go to turn it back on, it just like there's this pressure or there's air in the pipes, to where it's like just really trying to force or trying to get some water to come out, because maybe there's an air pocket there or whatever have you. But anyway, that's the way the water, it wouldn't, there was no water that came out initially. But then when the water was trying to come out, it would shoot out in little pockets. And then the next minute, the water, it shot out, but it shot out muddy. It shot out like that terracotta, like, yeah, like this back here behind me. And that's the water I've been seeing in quite a few. I've had maybe two dreams that were like floods, that were muddy waters. And I wanted to share the dream because it's it's yet another warning that the Lord is providing, people, us all, for the upcoming turn of events, basically. So if you haven't gotten water, I'm going to give you some food for thought for you to get water. Um, that was that was there was a little bit more to the dream, but because I believe the Lord was showing me something else, and I believe that part was for me. But what's for you, if you all haven't gotten enough water? um Here's again the food for thought. So I had this was a while back, even before this dream. I had my husband take a look at our water bill. And just to see, I was curious because, yeah, I don't pay the bills, he pays the bills. And um so on average, I'm just going to give, all right, so on average we use about 3,000 gallons of water for the month. For 1 month, 3,000 gallons of water. So that, if you got 30 days, let's just say roughly 30 days in a month, that's about what, 100 gallons that you use in a day. And if you have 128 ounces of water in a gallon, and they say, you should at least have 8 ounces, 8 ounce glasses, which is what, 64 ounces. So you at least know that 1 gallon is, that will last you 2 days. So if you had, you know, one person, 1 gallon, at least that it will last them for 2 days. Not a lot of people drink water like that. So maybe for people who haven't prepared, maybe this would be something they would be already used to. But could you imagine, for not for days, weeks, months, not having water? It's apparent to me that the reason why the Lord is giving us these warnings and clues, because it's just like, what is his name, Lead Farmer, see, Lead Farmer 73, when he said, like, these are just warning shots. Texas experienced, what will probably be for the entire nation, in a couple of, what they've experienced in days or however long. I mean, different parts of the country is experiencing different things, and just because it hasn't happened in our neighborhood yet doesn't mean that it isn't. And if it, God is giving us time. He's giving, people are looking for, oh, when it's in his timing. And then the thing is that, do you really want this to happen? And the fact of the matter is, are you prepared? Really, are you prepared? Obviously, if these dreams and things are still happening to the point to where we're giving warnings, there's probably people out there that he's still trying to relay a message to the point to where he's trying to awaken you and he's giving you more time. And we really have to look at this to say, whoa, like, God, you are so good. And before prices go up, we have things that are already starting to go up. People are not going to be able to afford things. Could you imagine if we don't have water? Not only will households not have water, what about the restaurants? What about the stores? What about all these places that still require water, that, you know, have employees there? And, you know, they're going to be out of work, out of jobs. It's mainly restaurants. You can't serve anything or clean anything without water. And that's another thing. When I looked at the bill, I was just sitting up here like, all right, so we use about, you know, 100 gallons a day. You know, that 100 times 30 is 3,000 for the month. And that's our average. Sometimes we may go a little lower. Sometimes we may go a little higher. Okay, so let's take out the fact that we are not going to use any water to wash our clothes. Let's just say we got everything all washed up, or, you know, we going to buckle this down. We're not going to wash any clothes. Let's say, I don't know, we're going to, of course, we're going to have to minimize how we wash our bodies. And let's just say we just downsize it to those parts that you should try to keep clean. So do you got enough? Like, you know, I'm looking at water for drinking, just probably like other people looking at water for drinking. You got to brush your teeth. You have to cook. You have to clean the food that you cook. Some of the food that you have to cook, you have to clean. Some of the things, like if people bulking up on rice and beans, that requires, especially if you got dry beans, that requires water. You have to soak those beans in water. Like those things, you know, I rinse my rice, and, you know, there's things that, so many things as far as like what we use water for, and we don't realize when we have to scale down. So let's just say, okay, we don't use, out of that 3,000 a month, 100 gallons a day. All right, let's just say, all right, gotta brush my teeth. Or, you know, my husband still loves me. You just don't know. I mean, and then flushing the toilet. Oh my goodness, that's another thing. All right, so we did turn off the water just so that we can kind of like see what's what. So, you know, just and see that, like how we would flush the toilet or whatever have you. I had got a gallon of water, and then I just poured it in the toilet just to see if it would flush the toilet. Not enough water. Not 1 gallon was enough to flush the toilet. So, you know, some of the people in Texas had issues with, you know, not being able to, or how were they going to flush, or, you know, they didn't flush. And then if somebody else had to go into the bathroom on top of what somebody else just did before them, then you're running into matters that you're not used to. So when I say you gotta buckle down, or when I say that, you know, we really have to look at this in a way to where we gotta be thankful, we gotta be grateful, and we really have to consider all things, especially with respect to water. You know, we got people out here, you know, watering the lawns and doing things. Not to say that there's nothing wrong with that. Out of all this rain that we've been having, I don't think they should really have to do it. But, you know, looking at, and you can also, you know, collect rainwater and things like that. But I was even looking at the you know, let alone soaking food and washing and rinsing food. I'm like, okay, drinking water, but okay, you know, just getting foods that are dry. Again, like rice, you have to use water in order to cook your food. So let's say I'm going to make a pot of spaghetti. I'm going to probably skip drinking water for a day and then take the water that I skipped for drinking for a day, because let's just say, because you can do that in a fast. You can do a dry fast easy and not drink any water. So let's just say for me, because it's a couple of us in my household, and if you like looking at a household of, like, for us 5 people, could you imagine how many gallons that is per person? Again, if each of us 1 gallon for 2 days, that's already 5 days that we like. Yeah, no, 5 days. One, no, yeah, 2 days for 5 people, 1 gallon. So 5 gallons in 2 days. So 5 gallons in 2 days. I'm just trying to do the dumb math here. um, 5 gallons in 2 days. 10 gallons in 4 days, and then you got 30 gallons in 6 days. And that's just for my household, just drinking. So this is not just for cooking food. This is not for washing under your arms and cleaning those private parts. This is not for brushing your teeth. What else do we use water for? So I just wanted to give you a little food for thought on what you should do in order to, think about why you need to store water if you haven't already done so. Because when that water did not come out of that faucet, and it was telling me that we're not gonna, I'm sitting up here, I've seen videos, and I've even said this to myself, as I'm like, oh, we got a water filter, in the house or whatever have you. And when I see in my dream that water's not even going to come out of the faucet, what good is a water filter going to do for me if water's not even coming out of the faucet? So I'm just sitting up here like, all right, because I'm just like, all right, we good. We got a water filter. If we got some dirty water, we could filter it out. We could try to boil it, do whatever. And, if it's not coming out of the faucet, then what? So think about all the things that you're going to need water for. And if you've not been saving, we have so many of these checks that went out, and so many people that are really benefiting from this whole facade of this save out. The government is not going to save us. God is trying to do, he's obligated to, forewarn us of what he's already seen in the spirit, to naturally warn us of what's coming. And for so many of us that, are really looking at these dreams and telling and sharing and trying to forewarn people, this is something else of which he's doing to show his love. And just because it's not happening in your timing doesn't mean that it's not going to happen in a time. So I know, since I've had that experience, encounter, to where I know I felt mourning. I know I felt the weight of the Lord's mourning on my spirit, to the point to where he was showing me that people are going to perish. That experience right there was that was for females to, we go through these like emotional monthly encounters or whatever have you. That is nothing. And if the weight of the Lord's feelings of mourning, that experience alone, it goes to show you how much he does care, and how much so many of us care out here. I'm just stepping out of the wilderness for a moment, and I have to go back in. And there's some things that he is working with me on and doing with me, and I do have some food for thought to share, but he's really doing a work in me. And for those who are in their wilderness with the Lord, allow him to do what it is that he needs to do with you, so that you can come out into this new season to help those who have made it through this whole ordeal. And because we are facing judgment, and because we are going to come out of this with God prevailing in it all. You know, God's will be done. And, you know, for the most part, we, the body, the kingdom, we're trying to do everything we can. We want to see everybody coming out on the right side. And we want to make sure that, you know, you do take the time to just look at things the way I just sat up here and just really think about it. And, you know, it's life changing, and it does make you think, like, could this possibly be real? But when you look at the word and when you see what's been going on and how it relates to the word, and it's just too ironic. It's just too, how could you not pay attention to it? How could you not prepare for it? And, you know, I've been, you know, either texting or calling, and I have friends and family, you know, not really heeding and paying attention. And so I just pray that there is an awakening. I just pray that it's not to the point to where everybody's in lines at stores and people are going crazy, and, you know, some people are out of work already, or some people are just like looking for this check or whatever happened. If you haven't stored, or if you haven't done what it is that you need to do, and you're looking for government assistance, I'm pretty sure you're going to be knocking on somebody's door, or somebody's going to be knocking on yours. So I pray, I really do, that this reaches. If it ain't teaching you anything, I pray that it reaches, it teaches, it gets you to move like you need to move. Because I don't know when this is to occur. You just do know that you get prepared and you do what you can. And then for whatever you don't have enough of, I'm pretty sure, because you have listened, you did use discernment, you did use wisdom, I'm pretty sure that the Lord will provide for the lack. You know, for people think that the Lord will provide when you didn't listen and when you didn't do, this is the Lord providing. He's providing warning. He's providing time. And for you not to have listened when you were given the chance to listen and to do, I just can't even wrap my mind around it right now. So I don't even want to see what is going to be I don't know. I don't want to have to see what the outcome for some people that I know that I've told, and you know, nothing, they took nothing of what I said. So before it gets too dark out here, I'm just gonna, you know, end this video off with the fact that I'm definitely continuing to pray for everyone. And I know if you're on the Lord's heart and He's putting it on my heart to share it with you, just know that you are loved, and God will never leave you nor forsake you. But, you know, and He's doing that right now. He's not leaving us. He's not forsaking us. But at the same token, you know, it's just like if your mom gave you a warning or told you not to do something, at some point you have to listen. And when are you going to listen? And I just pray that the time for you to listen is now, and it's, you know, you don't do it when it's too late. So I don't know how many more of these videos that I'll be doing, especially when I do come up out of my wilderness season. But for the most part, I just pray that this reaches someone, somebody, and just give you a little food for thought as far as like with respect to water. It ain't going to be just for drinking. We need a lot more water for everything else we do, including cook food.